Today on Car and Driver Television, it's a comparison test with the editors to find the most sport for your money in affordable sports sedans. Plus, Carroll Shelby builds a stronger Mustang. It's the GT 500 in classic Car and Driver. And then it's Chevy versus Ford as we match up the Camaro Z28 and the '99 Mustang GT. Those stories and more in this week's edition of Car and Driver Television.
How's this for a scenic background? 5,000 feet up in the San Bernardino Mountains, high above the Los Angeles Basin. I'm Jim Scouten with the editors of Car and Driver and 6 moderately priced sports sedans. It's a cover story in the making, and you're along with us for the comparison test. We've been at it for 5 days, ranging out of Los Angeles through the geography of Southern California, working on a story for the April edition. It's a shootout, looking for the most fun for about $25,000.
These are sports sedans, little boxes of fun. These happen to be four-door sports sedans. You could say that makes them a family car. I would say they're too small to take care of much of a family. Better, you should think of them as disguised fun. Look like your father's car on the outside with the four-door. You're having fun on the inside.
Patrick calls these cars low probable cause, although we do tend to attract attention getting the photos. David Dewhurst doing the shooting as Jeff Warren directs the art.
I'm wondering about the gap between the Saab and the Audi. I mean, for you, is there a big element?
No, it's good. It's good.
We've already got the performance numbers, 0 to 60 top speed, skid pad, and the emergency lane change that can reveal much about handling.
Yeah, it's real balanced. It's a piece of cake compared to some of the other ones. Just a little bit of understeer, a little bit of oversteer, right at the right time. Nice.
The Ford Contour SVT wins every performance test, and it's the least expensive at $23,000.
In terms of bang for the buck, you can't beat the SVT Contour. You just can't beat it out here, and the performance numbers show that.
But the Contour lacks refinement and will finish third in the voting. The Saab 9.3 comes up in 4th place with its Turbo 4.
Boy, when the turbo comes on, it makes a lot of power, and it's kind of fun to play with. But there's unfortunately a lot of boost lag in there, too. And the steering is, it's very linear, but it also is very heavy going around corners, and it tends to dissolve into understeer. So these are all things you got to work with that are a little bit different than the other cars here.
The new Infiniti G20T proves to be a very nice car and a forgiving handler, but it brings only 140 horses, and that costs votes for a 5th place finish.
Certainly a nice car, if you're looking for nice. Most people in a sports sedan want something with a little more fire. This has the least fire of all the cars here.
No surprise there, but there are unexpected results in this shootout, like the voting that puts the new VW Jetta and its potent V6 in last place, when all the editors were prepared to like it, but not after trying 3 in the back seat, and not after discovering a floppy shifter and unpleasant handling.
There's still a fair amount of driveline backlash in here, and what that means is you get some transitions on and off the throttle of power coming through the wheels that you have to be careful of when you're at the limit around the corner.
The other surprise is the 2nd place finish for the BMW 323i with its rear-wheel drive and the silky smooth 170-horse straight 6. But the rest of the package disappoints.
This car here they've softened it up a little bit, and I would say that's the biggest criticism. The shifter's really rubbery, the clutch is kind of soft, the springs I think are a little bit more towards ride, and the tires are definitely not as grippy as the old ones.
And that leaves number one, the elegant Audi A4 Quattro.
Beautiful looking car, inside and out. One of the most elegant interiors of any of the vehicles here, I think, in my opinion, which I think is shared by some of the others. And a beautiful exterior, too, and just a delightful engineering job.
The Audi's Turbo 4 makes 150 horses, 50 less than the Contour SVT. And it has the Quattro option, which makes it the 2nd most expensive at $27,590. But there's no denying how well it works for sport motoring. So if the premise appeals to you of having fun without looking like it,
Low probable cause.
then grab the April edition and read the details of our 5 days of Little Big Fun in Southern California.